All right. Hi, I'm Manish. I'm the president of SRI Ventures. Many of you may or may not know SRI. We were around a long time ago. The first mouse came out of us, went to Xerox PARC, went over to Apple. Siri came out of us, Intuitive Surgical, a bunch of things. What I'm here to talk about is really to try and work on complicated physical problems using advanced technology. I think, all of this technology we've developed over the last 10, 15 years has done a great job helping the digital world. But when I go to see my grandfather, the first thing he does, he's 99, he lives in Udaipur, the first thing he does is he throws his walker behind the sofa. He doesn't want me to know that he cannot walk. He stands up, straightens his back, stands up, and gets out, however painful it is to get up from that sofa. It is about dignity. It is about restoration of that dignity. And that is something that I've found interesting for a very, very long time. I started as an aerospace undergrad in IIT Mumbai, ended up doing biomechanics and implant design, ended up doing robotics, ended up doing medical physics, so a lot of different things, but all sort of driving around how can we use difficult, hard technology to influence the physical world. So here's an example of a project where we've tried to do something, leverage. Let's see if this works. The clicker it's not moving to the next one. Let's try again. If somebody, okay, great. All right, let's see here. Let's see if this starts. Yep, so this is a project we did recently. Just to give you an idea of us trying to do something
Today we're
hard.
at Alameda, just outside San Francisco. And we've been making a robot ride a motorbike.
This is not a modified motorcycle, it's a stock motorcycle. Whoa! There's no tele-op. We're now going at around 99 miles an hour on this, fully loaded, fully running by itself. And the question is, how can we use this to start influencing people's lives?
Forward, we're going to be racing Valentino Rossi.
So just moving on to the next slide. So let's see if it gets to the next one here. All right, come on, guys. Can somebody move it to the next slide, please? Yeah, oh, there you go. All right, so how do we take something like that, which many of us here have been working on, self-driving algorithms, planning, perception, mapping, and deal with this problem? By the way, if we think this is a Western problem, we're completely mistaken. India is full of nuclear families now. The old world is changing. How do you get somebody to take care of you at home? My dad lives there. I deal with this problem all the time. There isn't enough support at home as there is here. And the problem is particularly bad there because here, there's been 2 or 3 generations or 5 generations where we've been used to taking care of ourselves. There is no ADA there. There is no things there. So this problem is real. How do we take care of my grandfather? That was one of the questions we came up with. And now, how do we help create robots or other things that can help them stay safely in their home and do it at a price point and a cost point that is effective? You can't do everything. You have to be smart. I think many of us have seen exoskeletons. Many of us have seen Avatar, the movie. You see them in the news all the time. They're wonderful, amazing things that can help people who are paraplegic walk. My grandfather would never wear one. It would take half an hour to put it on. He would put it on. In half an hour, his body would start hurting. And then he would take it off, and it would be even more embarrassing than the walker. While this is an amazing technology, and I love them, that's not what we did. So one of the things we asked was, do we build Iron Man? Or do we build Spider-Man? Now, if any of you know, transmitting mechanical loads over soft structures like clothes is a very, very difficult task. It just doesn't work. So what we did, we had a DARPA program. DARPA is an advanced defense research agency that did the internet, did the DARPA self-driving challenge, the robotics challenge. We were asked to be able to walk a soldier wearing an 80-pound back for 8 hours on something flexible. That's where we first created our first spider suit. Something very flexible, can move. Now, how is this related? In the next 2 minutes, I'll just talk about how is this related to what I just showed you. It uses ultra-fast sensing. It uses a GPU built in there to process exactly what's happening in the body at what time, including EMGs. It then applies, instead of a 100-pound load, a 10-pound load at the exact microsecond your toe is stepping off. This is using Moore's law to its maximum capacity to impact the physical world. It's a very, very different way to look at things. So we know that the physical world is limited. We know that the batteries can't be strong, but we know Moore's law can make a very, very big difference. So that is one of our areas. So I'm going to go fast through a couple of these and just say, okay, sure. So we built everything, fully drive it. But our goal is not to, we want to build something my grandfather or my grandmother could wear. We want to wear something that can go under your clothes so that everybody can wear it and nobody else knows you're wearing it. It restores dignity in a way that an exoskeleton never could. So we started a company. This is currently doing very well. This product will be out in the market next year. That is actuated clothing designed to help somebody get up out of a sofa, walk stably, cook. Standing and cooking is very hard. It also has other applications in sports and many other places, but we're starting in a place where the world needs it the most. Let me give you another example, and I'll end with this one in the last 3 minutes here. This is another area that we worked on, again, out of the robotics group. We started with a very simple thing. You rub a balloon on your sweater, put it on a wall, it sticks. Can we magnify that force 1,000 times? That was a simple thing. So we tried that. We created an electroadhesive device that just automatically in microseconds can hold anything from a bag of chips without breaking the chips to a soda can. All right.
What we have here is
you try some crazier things. You create a wall climbing robot.
That uses the electroadhesive tracks that I showed previously, only this time it's around a motor and it spins around and the robot gets traction from it to climb on the wall. And so we have...
In the interest of time, I'm going to keep moving here, but you get the picture. All right, so we said, great. Now we can create a company out of this, which has nothing to do with healthcare, just to be clear. And this has to do with the fact that there are thousands of people in sweatshops picking up clothes in all over the world, and this is a very hard problem. No robotic system can do the manufacturing of clothes easily. But we can, because we can pick soft substances. I'm going to go, okay, so we're going to make some money. We created a company. We raised $30, $40 million. This is doing great. Nike's using it. Everybody's using it. They're migrating away. Life's great. This is good, but this isn't solving the problem I want to solve. What we also want to do, we're a nonprofit. We want to have a return, but we also want to make impact. So what I'm going to show you at the end is the talk from Hugh Herr, which is at MIT. It's a TED Talk, a little excerpt from it to end this session. And it highlights how that exact same technology is being used in something that he's been designing to help something. And this is just to end this up. And this is somebody who lost her leg at the Boston Marathon climbing, and this is exactly 1 year afterwards. And our little piece of technology that's doing everything else is also in that little foot. Turning on, off in a microsecond precision, which you cannot do with anything mechanical.
Sometimes you don't, sometimes you need it, then you don't, then you let
This is what we want to do in the physical world. Thank you very much for your time.
Sometimes we rush it, sometimes we